we will be free. For when the rising tide is turned in every London quarter, Parliament comes crashing down with Robert's Rules of Order.
March 21st, the first day of spring is here. Spring is here.
Is that the first day of spring?
I think so.
Do we have to change our clocks then?
No.
Oh, when do we change our clock?
Last Saturday.
We changed our clock?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Oh, I was out of the... I didn't even know because I was flying, I guess.
Yeah, you were playing time zone boogie.
Wow,
Anyway.
where was I last Saturday?
I don't know.
I was in Philadelphia. I was on the East Coast.
Yeah, Saturday. Yeah, last
so
Saturday.
I didn't even know.
Yeah. We're on daylight savings. Yeah, we're on daylight savings now.
We are?
Yes.
What does that mean?
It means we moved our clocks an hour ahead here.
So it stays lighter later?
Yeah.
Okay. I get confused. So
That's
it's
why
spring
even
forward.
though the clock currently says 10:50 in the evening, it's actually about 9:50.
Oh, that's why it doesn't feel that late to me.
Right, exactly.
Aha. Okay, you just learnt me something.
Although, okay, so it's 21st of March, the first day of spring. All the world seems in tune on a spring afternoon when we're poisoning pigeons in the park. Thank you, Tom Lear, wherever you are. Go look that one up. It's hilarious.
All right, I'll take your word for
Actually, anything by him is hilarious. For most societies, the adoption of a manual on parliamentary procedure has the effect of providing the society with A. Standing rules, B. Bylaws, C. Rules of order, D. Special rules of order, E. Migraine headaches.
it. No. Say it again?
For most societies, the adoption of a manual on parliamentary procedure has the effect of providing society with A. Standing rules,
That's not it.
B. Bylaws,
That's not it.
C. Rules of order,
Okay.
D. Special rules of order,
See?
E. Migraine headaches.
See?
It is C.
Yeah. And
Although there's a lot of people that will claim E.
well, no, the E went without saying.
Yeah.
And A, we know it's not bylaws.
I don't even need to look at the answer to know
Yeah.
what that one was. Yeah.
We know it's not bylaws.
It sure the hell ain't bylaws. It sure isn't standing rules. It sure isn't special rules because we write all of those things separately.
Right, but people might get confused of the difference between rules of order and special rules. So special rules of order,
It's a special.
they're very special.
Well, isn't that special?
Yes.
Yeah, they're unique to the organization, so it wouldn't be in a manual. So that's why.
So especially we have to write them up separately.
Right, right. So
Okay,
let's.
reference is page 15, line 7. The term rules of order refers to a written rules of written rules of parliamentary procedure formally adopted by an assembly or an organization. Such rules relate to the orderly transaction of business in meetings and to the duties of officers in that connection. I wish I could tattoo that to our chair's forehead. The object of rules of order is to facilitate the smooth functioning of the assembly and to provide a firm basis for resolving questions of procedure that may arise. In contrast to bylaws, rules of order derive their proper substance largely from the general nature of the parliamentary process rather than from the circumstances of a particular assembly. Consequently, although the tone of application of rules of order may vary, there is little reason why most of the rules themselves should not be the same in all ordinary societies and should not closely correspond to the common parliamentary law. The usual and preferable method by which an ordinary society now provides itself with suitable rules of order is therefore to place in its bylaws a provision prescribing that the current edition of a specified and generally accepted manual of parliamentary law shall be the organization's parliamentary authority, and then to adopt only such special rules of orders as it finds necessary needed to supplement or modify rules contained in that manual. However, if the bylaws, how far am I going here? 3, okay. However, if the bylaws of a society do not designate a parliamentary authority, one may be adopted by the same vote as is required to adopt a special rule of order.
Right.
Although it is preferable to amend the bylaws.
Right, so you could do a special rule of order that adopts your rules of order.
Yes, which is kind of the same as it's kind of running around in circles, but yeah. Which is why we've amended the bylaws to say we have it in there.
I've never seen, I don't think, bylaws that didn't have that, but
There's none in the LP, that's for sure. I looked.
and to go on that though, just dealing with rules of order, this is what we really need tattooed on people, is the purpose is the rules of parliamentary law are a balance of rights of people, and that's what they're not getting. All they see it as a pain in my ass. I can't do things the way I want to. But you know, you need to know that the rules are based on a regard for rights. And they think I just say that to, you know, hear myself talk.
And you don't.
I don't. Though I do that sometimes. That isn't one of the cases.
Mm-hmm.
But people really, really need to understand that.
Yeah, and it's right here on Roman numeral LI.
Yeah, that's wrong.
51. Yeah, because this is what it comes down to, is how do you... And when I sit here and I tell people that the whole purpose of these things is to facilitate smooth operations, they look at me like I have three heads.
Yeah, because they go, no, because it's telling me you can't do this. But
well, just because it says you can't do this doesn't mean there's a reason. There's not a reason why.
right, because it says here on the next page, fundamentally, under the rules of parliamentary law, a deliberative body is a free agent, free to do what it wants with the greatest measure of protection to itself and of consideration for the rights of its members.
Yes.
And that's
the balancing act.
right. Usually the assemblies, the boards, and all that are fine with the free to do what it wants.
Well, yeah, and that's
It's the rights of the members they have sometimes an
and that
issue
goes
with.
back to the fundamental misunderstanding that I see so many libertarians get into. And I've even seen it on our own board. I've seen it on our own committees that they make the claim that we're so big about not having rules, which is not true. That it's weird that we're actually dealing with rules.
Right.
Well, the reality of it is, and this is one of my pet peeves, is that it's not a function of not having rules. It's a function of having quality rules that when done properly, address what they need to address by respecting the rights of the individuals while facilitating the process, but doing so in a minimal nature that still accomplishes that goal.
And I don't know where, as I said, I got really...
It's quality as well as quantity that matters.
I lost it that one time, that where's what I said, the vacuous bumper sticker mentality of we're libertarians, we don't need rules.
Yeah.
Actually, that to me is just a fundamental misunderstanding. It's based upon the just allocation of scarce resources, which means rules.
Yes. They bring order to the chaos.
Because without that, libertarianism would
It'd
be
chaos.
survival of the fittest.
Chaos. Yes.
Right, chaos, exactly.
And while nature functions in its own order, which we refer to as chaos, because we don't perceive that order as being making sense to us, at the same time, our chaos is what it would consider to be chaotic to it, because it flips. It's a matter of perception.
But there has to, and the non-aggression principle is a rule.
Yes, it's a fundamental.
Right. That whole attitude really, really makes me mad. And it's funny. It makes the anarchists mad.
Yeah.
They think they're so much better. Some people. And when I say they, I'm not talking about anyone. There's a certain group, and I'm even talking about people that we know. Mm-hmm. There's a certain type of group of mostly menarchists, and I'm not trying to put them down, who think they're better than anarchists, but they're the ones who did the bumper sticker, we don't need no rules things.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's the anarchists who are like, no, because you realize...
I love the ones who sit there and say, successful organizations don't necessarily have all these rules, and I'm going, why don't you take that argument to a Fortune 500 corporation and see how much they laugh in your face?
Yeah, I mean, that's...
They have more rules than you know what to do with because they have to in order how they conduct their business. What we have here is so much less than that. It's crazy.
Yeah, without
rules. There is not a Fortune 500, and I've worked with a few of them. There's not a Fortune 500 company that would love to take the level of rules we have to deal with and apply them to their business because it'd be so much damn less. And I work in defense. We have import export restriction laws that people don't even aware of.
Yeah.
We've got business law, tax law. There's SEC rules. There's FEC rules for lobbying. There's import-export restrictions. There's security requirements. There's dealing with all your frickin' building codes, your OSHA, your labor relations laws, all these pieces, that we don't like as libertarians. But you know what? These businesses have to deal with them. They have legal departments and HR departments to address all that. We don't have that problem. And people still complain.
It's...
And rant.
But without them, then you might as well just give psychopaths the key to the... Because, that's the way it is.
Exactly. Okay.
Favor! Let's hear the opposition side. Like a stubborn donkey's bray. All opposed? You say nay. Opposed! Opposed! The motion carries anyway.